Audio Jungle. In a small community, animals may make up a good portion of the population. Oftentimes, one may think that in a place like that, those animals are treated as if they are humans. Well, at a place on the outskirts of Cedar City, Utah, some horses actually are. Off exit 51, heading south, sits a red barn stretched over 40 acres of land. This barn isn't what you would consider a typical horse barn, but a shelter. A shelter where miracles happen, hearts are full, and spirits are renewed. In this area, dust devils are constantly appearing. Because of this, the barn gets its name. Dust Devil Ranch, Sanctuary for Horses. The founder, Ginger Grimes, always wanted horses. To fulfill her dreams, she took the necessary steps towards owning her own stable.
I did go to school for stable management in Maryland. I managed 2 farms next to each other. One was a miniature farm and a boarding facility, and the other was a Morgan breeding farm. And I did that for about 2.5 years.
She wanted to open up a bed and breakfast and have a barn full of her own horses, but it turned out that her calling was to care for animals rather than people. However, she found herself in a predicament.
I still had 2 properties to sell in Maryland, so I didn't stay out here, plus my kids were still in school. So I bought this place, I moved 90% of my stuff out here and went back to Maryland. I started volunteering because I wasn't working for probably about 4 months. I started volunteering for Days End Farm Horse Rescue in Maryland. I was there for about a month, got really interested in it. They introduced me to the ASPCA and the Humane Society, so we traveled and did some rescues with them. And actually, the Humane Society of the United States pulled me on board as an independent contractor for horse care.
Eventually, Ginger made her way back to Utah, where she became involved in a horse rescue facility in Cedar. This rescue turned out to be fraudulent, and she then decided to take matters into her own hands. After months of filling out paperwork for her own rescue, it was finally finished. She welcomed her first abused horses, June of 2012. Let's just say she started out strong.
Well, there wasn't just one, there was 18. But there was one lady, and that's our mascot. She did not make it, but she was starved pretty severely. She only had 2 good legs. She had a great 3 months when she was here. She got free run of the whole ranch because she wasn't going to run away. She only had 2 good legs. But once she started gaining the weight, it was too much for those legs to handle, so we did put her down humanely. But yeah, she was the worst that I've seen, well, besides Elsa anyway.
Elsa was almost 2 years old when found. She was severely malnourished and dehydrated. When found, her right eye was frozen shut with muddy debris and was suffering from frostbite. She couldn't stand on her own, but with help from volunteers and because of a harness donated by Dreamcatcher Therapy, she was able to. For a while, no one dared leave her side, and they cared for her every need. Dust Devil Ranch made national news. The little sanctuary finally got some well-deserved recognition.
I actually heard about the ranch initially when they called and was asking about a patient that they had, Elsa. I'd read about the horse in the newspaper, but I didn't know where it was at or what the, even what the ranch's name was.
Everyone was talking about the miracle story of Elsa and what a blessing the sanctuary was to her. You want to talk about Elsa and her situation? No? You don't have to.
Yeah. I don't know, but her mom's doing great.
Although with every heartbreak comes a happy ending. Elsa's mother, Anna, was also found severely malnourished. Today, she has made huge strides and is a happy and healthier horse. After some time, Anna was able to go to the trainer after making a miraculous recovery. When horses are brought to the ranch, they are cared for in every way. This not only includes rehabilitation, but training and building their trust with people once again. Building that trust takes time, but the volunteers here are willing to make it happen. Because Elsa's story was so well known, more people wanted to come visit the ranch as well as volunteer.
We used to do like little volunteer seminars, and I think we're going to go back to that. That way people can see, you know, what it takes to be out here, and there are steps to go through. It's not like you come out and you're going to ride a horse. A lot of people think, you know, they're going to come out and ride. The needs of the horse needs to be met before you have fun. But we try and make sure, you know, that everybody gets a little bit of horsey time. But yeah, we're probably going to do once a month will be a volunteer seminar, and then there'll be an interview to find out exactly what each person knows, and then we'll go from there. But everybody kind of starts in basically the same spot.
Along with cleaning stalls, feeding, and doing basic chores, volunteers do fundraisers and run booths at local events.
Most of them are very kind-hearted, big-hearted, generous people. So that's really great. So even when something really ugly happens and you get a horse in here that's been mistreated, but at the same time, look at all the good that has come from it. And there's, like I said, at least twice as many people that are just the opposite, very giving and caring.
And sometimes the connections made through volunteering lead to lifelong friendships.
This is Sugar. She's a little quarter horse mare who came to the ranch in January. I just fell in love with her. She's a great horse. She's a good example of, you know, you can get a great rescue horse.
Like Sugar, horses that have been at the ranch can be adopted out to appropriate owners.
I still had to fill out all the paperwork, which states that I will care for her in the manner that she's been cared for here, and she'll have proper covering and proper feed and farrier work and veterinary care and all of the things that horses need. So I agreed to that, and if I can't keep her for some reason, then Ginger's the first person that I called.
It's always easy to ask why when we see pain or suffering, but what do we get from it?
Yeah, your emotions run high there when they first come in. Like, we were all mad and, you know, how could somebody do something like that? And, you know, sometimes, well, I know some of the volunteers and some of the people that I've met when Elsa came through here, they were very angry and, you know, but sometimes you have to rein that back in and, you know, try and focus on the good. Like all the people that brought together, not just here or in the United States, but around the world. That little horse brought a lot of people together for good.
Whether you're volunteering, adopting, or taking care of your own horses, the progress you see and the passion that goes into helping these animals can impact your life forever. The path isn't always smooth, but when you start doing something you love, it's hard to imagine your life without it.
No, I have no regrets. I'd do it again tomorrow. Definitely.
No matter where your passions lie, go with determination. Set goals to be better than you were yesterday, because there is always hope for tomorrow.